All right. Just to start with, what was your reaction reading the Education Secretary's tweets yesterday and your thoughts on the bigger conversation we're having now as schools are beginning to go virtual or just cancel classes?
Well, first of all, it was a kick in the teeth to those who are serving in schools, and further proof that leadership in the governor's office is ineffective and out of touch with the problems affecting Oklahoma families.
Uh, the secretary basically says school districts should be doing more to recruit substitute teachers. They should be paying them more. They should be turning to churches and communities to have adults volunteer in these classrooms. Could districts be doing more?
Absolutely. We know that every one of our school districts are already paying superintendents or substitute teachers more. They are already working to find volunteers. In fact, many of them are taking the place of teachers, cafeteria workers, those that are driving buses when we have people out and sick. But the issue is Oklahoma families need to have the confidence that when their children go to school, they're going to be safe. And that means we have to have people who can provide that safety, that supervision. And right now, COVID is raging across this state, and we do not have the people, the volunteers, or the substitute teachers to be able to operate schools.
You say that the blame, really lies at the state level. What more could have been done at the state level to keep us from getting to this point?
Oh, well, first of all, where is the governor? We do not have leadership through the governor's office right now, instead silence. Or we have a need for tests. We have a need for KN95 masks. We also know that more could have been done to prepare for this coming COVID storm by seeing vaccination rates and boosters of the holiday season approaching. That could have been something that we worked at a broad level through the governor's office to ensure that our kids could be in school face to face where they belong and where they deserve to be. And now we have to face the reality of there are not the people to supervise the children because of the governor's lack of leadership.
I know you had a call with superintendents just a few minutes ago, maybe. Do you have a sense of just how many districts we could see virtual by the end of this week?
All of that depends on the path of the virus. We know that thousands upon thousands of Oklahomans are becoming infected as the Omicron virus is 70 times more contagious than even Delta. So again, preparing for this means that we have to have people boosted, vaccinated, and we also need to have the people in place. We have a teacher shortage. We have a shortage of bus drivers, but this is not just in education. There are shortages all over this state in health, in nursing, and other areas. And this unchecked virus is impacting far beyond schools. Businesses also are feeling this effect.
You mentioned steps or failures, in your opinion, of the governor. What steps are you taking as the state's top elected education official right now as these schools are shutting down across the state?
Well, first of all, we are working to get the supplies to the schools as they are trying to navigate and hold on and keep schools open. That includes a $100 million grant from the CDC to provide those kinds of provisions. We also know that we need to hear from experts. That's missing. We're having to get that on our own instead of through the governor's office, and put our school leaders in direct communication with public health experts. Also listening to physicians, pediatricians, happens at a time where we know the advice is keep schools open. Our children need to be together. They need to be in a safe environment, and that includes the people to support them, to supervise them, and to help them learn. This is not just about babysitting. This is about learning. And what we know is last year's complete failure by the governor in having a rolling outage of disruption in learning. Even though classrooms were open and school doors were trying to navigate, we saw a patchwork effect. And we did not see our kids have the kinds of gains that they deserve to have.
Do you think last year's shutdowns at all hurt the school districts? I don't want to say credibility, but now we're kind of going back to shutdowns. Do you understand why people are kind of confused or hesitant with this round happening right now?
So I think what is needing to be explained is at the beginning with a novel virus in 2020, it was a preventive step. As the governor declared a state of emergency and the nation saw a beginning of trying to understand the virus. This is different. Now we are talking about not having enough of our population vaccinated or boosted to be able to control the spread. And we see teachers who are further demoralized by remarks from the governor's office that really are out of touch and demonstrate ineffective leadership with the real problems that Oklahoma families are facing.
Okay, I know that was quick. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you.
All righty, thank you for your time.